What's good, everyone? The Financial Outkast here. Like the video because we would want that, sub because we about that. Alright, let's get the show started. In today's market overview, we will be looking at if the prices of soybean will affect you or not. I would like to share explanations, examples, and understandings of the various markets and their overviews. This is not financial advice, but my own opinion and analyzation of observations of past market history. In today's market overview, we'll be looking over at the SPX, SP 500, BTC, Bitcoin, SOYB, Soybean, CORN, corn, and VIX, the volatility index. First, we'll be looking at the SPX, the SP 500. Since this is a good gauge to the overall economy, while the SPX or the SP 500 is still steadily but surely still increasing, with the probability of increasing by 75% and a 7% chance of remaining the same, while having a 18% of decreasing in trend within the overall week. Even though majority of financial assets have been increasing tremendously in value over the last couple of months, a key note to keep in mind is that institutions and investment firms sell out at a loss for tax purposes near the end of December for tax write-offs, which is something to keep in mind. So I would honestly say that I would expect a decent to a massive sell-off towards the end of the year. This headline article is from Fox Business News. The U.S. hiring cooled in December as the economy added 145,000 jobs, ending the decade weaker than expected. Note, the final payroll number of 2019 missed the estimate of 164,000 from economists surveyed by Refinitiv, who also saw the unemployment rate holding steady from November's 3.5% within the U.S. While for the SP 500 or the SPX, I would see a resistance most likely around 4,200. I can really touch into Bitcoin too much because everyone else is pretty much doing it already, so I am only going to give my insight into Bitcoin and what I would expect. Given Bitcoin has broken the 20k mark, which is very identical of the $1,200 breakout it had broken towards the end of 2017, and this breakout is not so much of the $3,000, the $5,000, the $10,000, nor the $14,000 breakout points, for those are hyperbolic and momentum driven key resistance and support points. Also, a keynote is that basically altcoin season has begun, given the growing market capitalization of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency itself. Also, I like to say DeFi, which is decentralized finance, it had breaking the prior resistance that it created, a $15 billion market cap, which is now valued or at around 16 billion, 16.8, close, rounded up. And now we're going to be looking at CORN, or corn, the prices of futures of corn. The prices of corn has risen drastically over the last couple of months, and corn is very essential since not one component on the plant is not used. So basically, not one part of the corn is not wasted, from animal feed, corn oil, corn sweeteners, corn syrup, and even making tamales. It was forming a bullish pennant and had broken out on Friday's trading day, and now it's sitting at $14.43 exactly. Now we will be looking into the question of today's video of, will the prices of soybean affect you or not? With recent soybean shortage in supply is causing an increase on soybean prices. Soybean is actually used in all types of food, along with animal feeds for livestock. And a consideration is that without a constant and non-disrupt soybean supply will ensure that livestock are fed by allowing prices of consumption of livestock meat to be relatively cost effective. This main cause is due to crop losses and stronger than expected demand from countries such as China due to their soybean shortages. The prices of soybean has dramatically increased since the beginning of May. And actually, soybean is essential to the well-being of life. And lastly, we'll be looking at the VIX, which is the volatility index of the SP 500. Since the November rally of the SP 500, the volatility index has drastically or dramatically decrease in terms of prices or the value. If you like the content, then be sure to subscribe, for I will be doing various market analysis and overviews on Wednesdays and Sundays.